Good morning. My poem for today was written by a man who was not really renowned for political poetry, George William Russell, A.E. I came across this poem when I was doing some research on the period 1916 to 1920. It appeared in the Irish Times in December 1917 as part of a very long letter that Russell wrote. It's 7 stanzas long, and it devotes alternate stanzas to those who fell and died in World War I: Alan Anderson, Tom Kettle, Willie Redmond, along with 3 of those executed for their part in the Easter Rising: Thomas MacDonagh, James Connolly and Patrick Pearse. Now, most of you will know who 5 of the 6 names that I've just given are, a bit like myself, so I had to do some research on Anderson, Alan Anderson. Alan Anderson had just come down from Oxford, signed up, and died in the Battle of Mons in October 1914. He was involved in the Agricultural Society, as indeed was Russell. Russell was a founder of it. And of Anderson, his father, who was the secretary of that organisation, described him as someone who just come down from Oxford, a boy of fine promise, full of love for his country. The final stanza of the poem, is the concluding one, seeks a poetic reconciliation between the contending historical forces of nationalism and republicanism on the one hand, and unionism on the other. So for this morning, to the memory of some I knew who are dead and who loved Ireland, published as under the title Salutation by George William Russell, A.E. Their dream had left me numb and cold, but yet my spirit rode in pride, refashioning in burnished gold the images of those who died, or were shut in the penal cell. Here's to you, Pearse, your dream, not mine. But yet the thought, for this you fell, has turned life's water into wine. You have died on eastern hills, of fields of France as undismayed, who lit with interlinked wills the long heroic barricade. You too, and all the dreams you had, thought of something for Ireland done, was it not so? O shining lad, what lured you, Alan Anderson? I listened to high talk from you, Thomas MacDonagh, and it seemed the words were idle, but they grew to nobleness by death redeemed. Life cannot utter words more great than life may meet by sacrifice. High words were equalled by high fate. You paid the price. You paid the price. You who have fought on fields afar that other Ireland did you wrong, who said you shadowed Ireland's star, nor gave you laurel wreath nor song, you proved by death as true as they in mightier conflicts played your part. Equal your sacrifice may weigh, dear kettle of the generous heart. The hope lives on age after age, earth with its beauty might be won, for labour as a heritage. For this has Ireland lost a son. This hope unto a flame to fan, men have put life by with a smile. Here's to you, Connolly, my man, who cast the last torch on the pile. You too had Ireland in your care, who watched o'er pits of blood and mire, from iron roots leap in the air, wild forests magical of fire. And while the nuts of death were shed, your memory would ever stray to your own isle, O gallant dead. This wreath will Redmond on your clay. Here's to you, Men I never met, yet hope to meet beyond the veil, thronged on some starry parapet that like looks down upon Inishvale, and sees the confluence of dreams that clash together in our night. One river, born from many streams, roll in one blaze of blinding light.